you're saying you've choked her, you've thrown her against the wall, you've done this and that. What gives you license to do that? The fact that somebody else did it?
Yeah, I have no right to do it, and I know that it's wrong to do it, and I shouldn't be doing it. However, I do have a problem. I do want to get better. I have been working on my problem, and I'm confessing that I have a problem, and I know that I have a problem, and I've been trying to address the problem, and I've been trying to get better. That's why I put out my camera. If I saw a girl, before I took my anger management class, there's no way I would watch a girl key my car. And there's another video where she jumps on my back. She's like, fight me, why don't you fight me? Like, and I'm getting antagonized. I have anger issues. Like, I'm still working on trying to get better. I know that I do need help, and I'm seeking help, and I want more help.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. Did they talk to you about accountability?
No, sir.
Anger management, they didn't talk to you about being accountable for yourself?
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir.
They did talk about that?
Yes, sir.
Because your first thing when I asked you about it was to say, you do it too. So that's not being accountable.
Yes,
You're
sir.
saying, instead of saying, I'm gonna own what I did, you wanna talk about what someone else allegedly did.
Yes, sir.
Because you don't know what somebody else did. You
I
don't know whether she did it or not. Because if you believe that she tells the truth.
Well, this is what happened. One time her mother barged into her house when me and Autumn was not supposed to be over there. And Autumn tried to defend me to her mom. And she said, you know how dad smacks me around sometimes, like trying to defend me. And that's when I was like, this isn't okay. Like, I shouldn't be doing this. And the fact that her father does it, I feel like that's part of the reason why she keeps coming back to me. And she thinks it's okay for people to put her hands on her.
So you think she's, for whatever problems you have, you think she's at least honest? She wouldn't say that if it wasn't true.
Oh, definitely not. I feel like she's really afraid of her parents, and she tells me that her parents are very judgmental about the stuff that goes on with them. And
you believe what she says is true?
I believe what she tells me is true.
So when she says that you sexually assaulted her, then that would be true too?
Under conditions, I did not sexually assault her, no.
So but when you found her, she was passed out and incapacitated? When you found her in the car, passed out?
Yeah, she was asleep. She was asleep.
Yeah. And you said, you said she was passed out and she fell to her knees when she got out of the car.
Yes, sir.
So, and she thinks maybe she had been roofied by this other guy.
Yes, and then she told me that afterwards, her dad picked her up. That's when she told me that she didn't remember anything and that she had been roofied. And that's when I was like, oh, in the back of my head, I was like, dang, we had sex and you just told me that you was off a roofie. So she doesn't remember anything that happened. And so now it's like, what's that make me look like? But at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's interesting what that makes you look like, because I took a hard look at the law in your state, and it's pretty interesting because there's a statute of limitations, 8 years actually, and it says rape is unlawful sexual penetration of a victim by the defendant, and the defendant knows or has a reason to know that the victim is mentally defective, mentally incapacitated, or physically helpless, and it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not that you have to meet all of these. Any one of these.
Yes, sir.
You assault her in the car. You say she was incapacitated when you found her.
Yeah, when I found her.
Then you assault her in the car. Then you go home and she's clearly incapacitated. And
no,
you still.
There was time lapse. That's my girlfriend. We've had sex plenty of times. We've had sex every day, countless times. Like yesterday, like this morning, like all the time.
What does Autumn see in you? Oh my gosh.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.